What's going on, everybody? Today we're here to talk about the top 5 things to expect from mobile technology in 2014. So without further ado, let's get to it. The number 5 thing that I think we should definitely expect is going to be anything in the wearables category. Now this goes from anything from glasses to smartwatches to ankle tracking things somehow to the rumored Apple earphone activity tracking device. We don't really know a whole lot about that one. But I think wearables are definitely going to be a really big market. Every company wants to capitalize on it, and every person's just kind of curious about it. Whether you have one or not, I had the job on up for a considerable amount of time, and it was really neat, and it did everything that it claimed to do. The novelty wore off for me personally, but it's really cool, and it's really nice to see what your body does. And I think this is something that everybody, both producers and consumers alike, kind of want to see where it goes. The number 4 thing that I think we should really expect to see is going to be emphasis on less bezel. This is really evident, especially with the Galaxy S5 rumors and the LG G2 and the G Pro 2 and the pictures we've seen of the HTC M8. Everybody's just kind of focusing on trimming it down a little bit, and it's really nice because it looks really pretty. And I think this is going to be kind of one of the deciding factors on what's a high-end device and what's a nice device, or what's a flagship and what's a nice device. I think it's really going to be that, along with camera, possibly now build quality. HTC really set the bar pretty high with that. So that's going to be really neat to see, and I'm super excited to see the offerings we have, especially with Mobile World Congress coming up. I'm really just curious, honestly, especially with all the leaks we've seen from various phones. The number 3 thing I think we should really expect is going to be cameras. Now, this is already evident if you look at stuff like the rumored HTC M8 again, which is supposed to have 2 lenses. We think it's something to do with maybe some after focus touching up. We don't really know what it's going to be, but then you look at the Lumia 1020, which set the bar like way up here. Nothing's really been able to touch it. The Sony Z1 has gotten pretty close as far as Android standards are concerned. It's really good. And then the Galaxy S4 is supposed to, or excuse me, S5 is going to have maybe a 20 or a 16 megapixel sensor, or both if there are variants. We don't really know about that yet, but that's definitely something that's going to differentiate high-end from low-end. I love trees, I guess. But I'm super pumped to see what different manufacturers are going to have for us. Bezels, processors, and cameras, I think, are going to be the biggest thing. Maybe not even processors so much, because we've reached a point where we've got really good ones. It's probably going to be focused more on battery life. The number 2 thing I think we should really expect to see, and this is more so of a process and not really a thing, but it's timely updates. Now this goes for more than just Android. Microsoft, I'm looking at you. Get that freaking Windows 8.1 update, Windows Phone 8.1. We've been seeing leaks and pictures and videos about that for forever, and we have no idea when it's coming out. So Microsoft is as guilty as anybody else here. Now, for Android, different skins kind of cause a little bit of a problem because each manufacturer has to put their own spin on it, or they do at least because they feel so compelled, and rightly so, to give different consumers options versus just the same thing across the board. So it's nice to see that, but it also takes a toll on the actual update process. And there's a rumored mandate that Google's may or may not pass, where each phone from a certain point on has to ship with the latest version. That would be really, really nice, but at the same time a big pain for manufacturers, and it's going to really crunch on their IT department for getting those updates rolled out fast. And the number 1 thing that I think not only we should see, but that we will see and that we need to see, is something big from Apple. Now, contrary to popular belief, I am what I consider to be a die-hard Android fan, but that doesn't mean that I flame and I hate on everybody else who hates everything else or uses everything else, because I have no problems with iPhones or iPads. I've used both. I've owned an iPad and an iPod. No problems. I like the sleekness of Windows Phone. It doesn't offer the openness that I like, but I like it. BlackBerry is not that bad either. People give that a bad rep. What these other operating systems lack, save for iOS, is just the market, and I think in due time, in a while, they will expand, and that's really going to give us what we need as far as different options. But I think we need to see something big from Apple. Now, Apple has not created everything, but they do set the trend. There were gold phones around before the 5S, but Apple set the trend with that. There were tablets around before the iPad. Apple set the trend. We know all this stuff already. It's not anything new, but there's no getting around the fact that they set the trends. That's fine. I've got no problems with it. I like seeing that because that shows innovation and it inspires other companies to kind of combat each other. Sometimes they copy each other, but it's really nice because it's just good for us as consumers. So I truly do think that we should see something, and Apple needs to show us something in order to keep their consumers interested this year, because it's going to be a big year in many different aspects. And I don't know what that thing might be. We don't know, but I'd like to see it, whatever it is, and I'd like to see it push the market further. The same can be said for Google. I think the next iteration of Android, the next like 0.0, not 4.4 to 4.5, but say 5.0, that's going to be a big jump, I think. I really have no idea what it could be. Maybe another little facelift, but we're going to have to wait and see for that one. And that's all I've got for today. It's really not a definitive list. It's simply my opinion of the top 5 things. Not in any particular order, really. In fact, I would probably say the software part of it's going to be the number 1 thing. Truly, I want to know what you think. Not because I get some sort of benefit out of you guys commenting. I want to know what other people think, because this is something really big. 2014 is a huge year for technology, and I want to know, what do you think is going to be big? You have my top 5 things. Give me yours. They can be short and sweet. You can write out a long paragraph explaining everything. I don't care. I want to know more, because I love learning about this stuff, and I know you do too. So I want to know what you think now that you know what I think. While you're commenting, if you could do me a favor, just click the like button. That'd be awesome. It's just like this. If you'd like to stay up to date with my channel and some more information, I got some more videos planned, hit the subscribe button. That'll be floating somewhere around here. And also, I'd like to do a giveaway when I hit 500 subscribers. I think we're about 250 now, so if you want some in on some of that, you know what to do. Maybe spread the word a little bit. That'd be cool too. As always, thanks a whole lot for watching. You guys inspire me to do this. I really have no other reason aside from people like you watching, so thank you.